Hi, today in our sales prospecting and lead follow-up webinar, basically what we covered was how to put an infrastructure in place for your Daylight database so that you can be working with the hottest prospects all the time, and yet you can still keep your other prospects interested and engaged. We also learned about the 4 P's of business and the NPS, which is the Net Promoter Score. So I hope that you really enjoy the tips that you see here, and I look forward to making your daylight shine.
Okay. The way I like to get each webinar started is I would like you each to introduce yourselves. Jeff Palmer, why don't you start off?
I'm a professional magician, and I specialize in doing magic for corporate and private parties, and I use my magic as a way to emphasize key concepts for audiences. So I'm using Daylight as a way to contact and track and keep track of all my clients, and I'm in Redondo Beach.
Wonderful. Carlos, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Carlos Heredia. I'm an attorney here in San Diego, California. I'm a refugee of big law firm life and started a firm with my wife about 1.5 years ago. We use Daylight to track all of our contacts and organizations that are clients and other people that are related to the clients and also related to our law firm. Use the calendar for appointments and tracking future dates and things that will happen for our business and clients going forward. We use the project feature a lot in terms of just tracking all the different tasks and appointments that we have regarding various projects for our clients. We use activity sets to set up standard tasks for various client services that we provide in terms of raising money or incorporating companies. Daylight is kind of a central program for our business.
Wonderful. Gary, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Gary Albert. I own a company called ActiveTracks. We're based outside of Washington, D.C., and we're a software company that caters to the fitness industry with a product that delivers customized workout for a health club's member. And I am currently making the shift from the PC world over to the Mac world and looking for a CRM solution to really kind of deploy throughout the company.
Wonderful. Thank you so much all for sharing that information with us. Today, as you know, we're going to go over sales prospecting and lead follow-up in Daylight. That's our area where we're going to really emphasize putting together an entire system and how that system is going to work for you on an ongoing basis of following up your leads. So as small business people, it's really important to focus your efforts on a daily basis in the promotion of moving your business forward. Because you're small, you don't have a marketing department to do that for you. What we're going to add on, we're going to add on a couple of categories to the tasks area. So if you guys want to review what I just talked about, the production, promotion, production, provision, pedestrian, it is here in my blog. So if you go to macangel.com and then you click on the blog, it is entitled The 4 P's of Business. Okay? So you can refer to what I'm talking about there. It's really important that you take the majority of your day in the promotion of your business, at least 2 hours. Okay, should be in the actual promotion of your business. If you're not doing that, then sometimes the money, you can get into that situation where the money's not coming in because you're not doing enough promoting and you're doing too much provision.
So all your tasks fit into one of those 4 categories, and that's it?
But those 4 tasks there are your business tasks. Okay, so every item in your business should fall into either promotion, production, provision, or pedestrian.
Okay.
Okay, you've got this wonderful database, and you may have 2,000 contacts in it, but if we don't know where they are or how ready they are to do business with us, it's kind of like just this massive sea of potential, but how do we really tap into that? Okay, and that's where this whole idea of picking right prospects come in. So when we're looking at in the grand scheme of things, where do we want to spend most of our time?
Right fruit.
That's it. Absolutely. We want to spend, and who doesn't want to be with the 10, right? So what we want to do is we want to think about basically elevating our prospects and our leads and working them through until they're ripe and helping them make that transition from being a seed to when they're really ripe and ready to work with you. You're going to spend your time more wisely, and you're going to spend your prospects' time more wisely. I set up these smart lists right here. So they automatically change as we change items in the database. That's why they're called smart lists, because they go out and they get the information for us, and so they pull it to us. And so, as you say, the cream rises to the top, right? That's why we've designed these in this fashion. So that's another thing that we want to do. We want to say, okay, well, we're waiting. Now we know that, this is probably likely to close today, but what if we don't hear anything? What are we going to do to move this person forward? And so we automatically want to create a new thing to follow up with her. Follow up on estimate. And we type in tomorrow. That is going to be an outbound call, okay? And what type is it? It's a promotion. How important is that? I think it's probably pretty important, yeah? Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Close that deal.
And also, I want to link this to the opportunity that it's linked to, okay? Okay, and now, okay, we're fine with Bettina, and we know what we're doing to move her forward. So for Mary, what I would do if I had the infrastructure in place, I would hold down my control key or right-click on my mouse, and I would click New Activity Set for Mary, okay? And I'm going to follow up with her in a week, okay? And we're going to start today. So it's automatically going to set up a follow-up for Mary on the 21st of October. Okay, and I'm going to click Create, and now it's done. Okay, all attached to her, ready to move forward.
Marnie, are you going to go over activity sets?
I sure am. So, for instance, Bettina is a prospect. Okay, the other thing you want to do is set up a keyword for your different types of products that you have. So the reason I say that is because you want to be able to make a smart list like this, because companies have found, what analysts have found as well, is that people need to be exposed to you about 6 times before they're going to buy from you. And so basically in this whole process, as soon as you put somebody into the database and they are category of prospect and keyword of A, okay, we're going to create a Send a Product newsletter. And you can learn how to send out those emails, the really nice HTML emails that all you guys receive in my direct mail webinar. And you can start to build activity sets for the types of follow-ups that you do with people. So, for instance, if somebody requests info from me, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call them to see if I can grow them anymore or qualify them anymore. 10 days later, I'm going to send them a follow-up email. And if I don't hear from them, on 20 days, I'm going to downgrade them to a 1 and drop them. The normal process that I would go through is I would click New Activity Set for Bettina, and I'd say Send Estimate. It would then tell me on October 21st that I need to call her back, okay? It would also tell me that if she hasn't bought in 10 days that I need to send her a follow-up on product A. And then in 20 days, if they still haven't bought, I am going to send a letter saying that I'm closing the opportunity. Okay? And then I would close the opportunity and drop them down to a 1 to get them out of my system. Okay? And that's another thing. This is kind of a critical thing here, because a lot of people will create opportunities for companies and then they'll forget to close them and they won't downgrade them and pull them out of the system. and then they're kind of clogging up so you can't really see where are my real prospects. Send a follow-up on a product, okay? And this is where creating those form letters comes in, okay? And this is based on the webinar on letter templates and reports, okay? But what I'm going to do here is give you examples of the types of letters that you would send out to people. And, of course, you want to modify them for your type of company, okay?
Is there any way to automate that? Well, I guess you really wouldn't want to automate an email because every client is so personal. You want to make sure that you have your own personal little touch or look it over before it gets sent out, right? I'm just wondering.
It is automated. I mean, let's say that I wanted to send Frank Miller a light letter in daylight, and I want to send Frank Miller a follow-up on that, and I don't even want to look at it. I just want to email it. Boom.
Okay.
That was automated, and now it's attached to him. Yeah, but most of the time, when you're in sales, and I know a lot of people want to automate it as much as possible, but sales is always a people business.
Exactly.
You've always got to modify it to some degree. You just want to put that structure in there, when I'm talking about these sales letters, but you always want to personalize it.
Sure.
It's called face mail.
Yeah.
Face mail, I like
it. Exactly. You got it. So now, here's another thing that I do. Whenever somebody purchases from me, another piece of the puzzle there is that it's not over when somebody purchases from you, okay, or somebody does business with you. It's not over at that point, and it's just good business to follow up with them. So then what I do is I request feedback. So as soon as I've done an appointment with somebody, I throw this activity set to send a request for feedback in 2 days.
I had a question for you.
Absolutely.
This is all good, and there's that's beautiful, and I'm going to have to go back because I love the activity sets and the submenus and all that. Because honestly, I wouldn't think of 9/10 of that by myself. But one of the things that I do find the fault that we have in our company is we don't ask for referrals. And ours is the kind of business where if someone gives you a referral, it's a 90%er that it's gonna close. Because Bill told you to call Joe, and you call Joe and say, hey, Bill said I should talk to you, and that usually works really well. How do you deal with referrals from existing customers, people that have bought from you or had a good experience with you?
Perfect. So what you would do is when you're doing that request for feedback,
right,
okay, maybe instead of doing, or in addition, here's the way that I would do something like that. So let's say that we did the appointment and we're all done there, and we're actually going to move him down to a 3 now, okay, because we're done with him, okay? And we have already requested feedback, and we know he's an 8, okay? And so let's take him down there. There's Victor Chan, okay? We just had the appointment with him, so now I'm going to click on Control, and I'm going to click on New Activity Set for Victor Chan, okay? And after the sale, but that's already done, let me show you how we deal with that. And let's say we did the appointment, today. I don't need to send a request for an estimate because I already got that, and I already know his NPS score. I am going to close that, and I'm going to delete that. And now, on the 21st, I need to ask for referrals. So here's what I could do. Okay, so here's what we do, and this is a nice way of dealing with it, so I'm really glad that you brought that up. So we'll go Daylight Preferences, and Letter Templates, that was extra 11, and this is Ask for Referrals. Okay? Now I'm going to edit it, and I am going to say...
And that's good.
Okay, so that's how I would handle it. Okay? So thanks so much for bringing that up. You just enriched everybody's lives there. Isn't that wonderful?
I thought it was good. It met my goals as far as what I was trying to get out of this, and certainly I'm still just using a fraction of daylight from what I really could have used it. So this was good because it opens up my eyes. That's why I like these.
Great. Carlos, how about you? Did you get everything you wanted out of it?
No, I feel enriched, and this has been very helpful and useful for me.
Wonderful, wonderful.